Hi folks, it's Teresa, Stringfield Ridge Farm. I'm going up here today to the big garden to see if I can pick some of these fall green beans. We don't have a whole lot of stuff left. We're still getting a little okra. And there's a little more tomatoes. I'm going to pick a bunch of green tomatoes a little later on and do something with those. And we planted more green beans so that we could get a late crop of green beans. I'm going to check those. I still don't know what this is. This stuff here with the yellow blooms, I need to know what that is. I've posted a couple pictures of it, but I decided maybe if I do it in a video, it would show up better. So I planted these. The package said some type of cucumbers, and anyway, I planted them and this is what come up. This seed pod is velvety, like, okay, I'm gonna pop one open. Yeah, it's just a seed pod. It's got some seeds in there. I can't get a hold of it. That's it. It's probably that, well, that one, goodness, that one's probably 10 foot tall, because it's twice my size and I'm 5'1". So that one's about 10 foot tall. Does anybody have any clue? I need to get one of those apps, I guess. I usually can find stuff, but I have looked for this on, you know, done a search online for something like this, and I have not found it. Here's some cucumbers coming back, but this is where we took cucumbers out, and we had left them sitting here and had a few on it that gotten too big, and we just let them stay here, and then when he cleaned it all up, I guess they had already, you know, disintegrated enough to put seeds out, I suppose, and we have a bunch of little cucumbers coming up. So we'll see how that does. Never know. We also still have lots of cherry tomatoes. I had tons of cherry tomatoes, and they are still producing like crazy down through here. And there's some more of the Amish paste. I have some more of those still going down there. Picked a few of those. I've got some of those in the freezer that I'm going to make tomato paste with. And I've stuck them in the freezer so I can peel them easy and get them all at one time, because they were coming in 4 or 5 at a time. And there's the okra. We just recently done a video on ways to eat okra, and we have always just had it fried or pickled. I hate picking okra, cutting okra, because it just me to death, but I just see 3 or 4 down through there, so I will go ahead and cut those with my scissors and probably wash those up and eat them raw. His pepper plant, jalapeno pepper plant, and it's got several on it. I'm going to pick those for him. So let's see here if I can pick it and show you at the same time. There's a big one. There we go. It's a good size one. There's a few on there. I think I'll leave that other one look smaller. I'm going to leave it. Make sure there ain't no more big ones. So there's quite a few in there. Not as big as this one. I will leave those. Let him get those. But there's several. It has produced really good, that one plant. We got that from Mark at Red Duchess Farm. Gave us that plant. And it has really produced well for us. And there's our row of our fall green beans. I'm fixing to pick those. I see several down through there already, so I'm going to pick what we have of those. Here pretty soon. They're just starting to come in some, but here pretty soon they'll come in fast, and I'll have to be canning left and right. Okay, so there's the green beans. It was actually a little more than I thought. There's a mess anyway. And so that's what I've picked so far. And I still got to get those cherry tomatoes. So that'll fill my basket up. There's a lot of these cherry tomatoes. There's a shot of our property from up at the big garden. Our big garden is up in front of the property by the pecan trees. I'm going to turn around and show you that. There's the big pecan trees. There's an old chicken coop we had. Now it's just used for storage. We moved the chicken coop to the back by the house back there once we got it built. And then there's the big garden. And it's just off of, it's not under the pecan trees, it's just away from the pecan trees enough to get sun. That's right in front of the house. This is in front of our house. Someone recently came and thought all this was behind the house. But this is the front of the house. You come in off of the road, down a long gravel driveway, and then there sits the house when you pull up. And then right down here is my little cottage herb garden that I've showed you. It's pretty weedy right now. It got so hot, and we were busy between work and planning for the picnic and things like that. We got pretty busy. Now the watermelons were in here, but that's all grown up. We've already gotten the watermelons out and let that grow up. He needs to till that under soon. It does have a lot of the ground cherries are in there, and so I may just let it grow a little bit and get the ground cherries out first before we till that under. And then there's my cottage herbs garden. Don't judge. It's getting pretty weedy. It certainly is. I see a poblano pepper. I've picked a couple of poblano peppers off of that, and I see another one starting to get big. There's lots of herbs growing, seeding out, and I've got my marigolds and zinnias. I need to get those seeds. Everything's starting to seed out in there. So it's not much left in there except for weeds and stuff seeding out. Some herbs. There's still a few herbs. There's some mint, sage, echinacea, and my big old comfrey that I got from Granny B. We traded out, sent her some elderberry starts for a comfrey. There's more herbs seeding out. And that's about it. Nothing else much in there left. Everything's weeding and seeding and alright, so that's about it. So back to going to the house. This is the lean-to where the horse and the cow's inside there. And there's quail, my first quail. There's our first quail cage we built, and now the newer quail are in there. There's the compost bin. It needs some water and turning. It is really drying out and looking horrible. And then here's the chicken coop. There's the greenhouse Lee built. We have a video on that. There's the apple trees. Kitty cats. I have about 10 kitty cats running around here. And there's the newer quail cage that the old quail are in. We kind of swapped that up back and forth. The kittens playing. Somehow we always keep about 10 to 15 cats. No more than that. They keep having babies, but something gets them, and most of them are wild or feral, so we can't really catch them and get rid of any of them. There's a few that are tame, but those are the ones we want to keep. So we always end up with about 10 to 15 cats, but we don't have any mice. Look, there's one peeking out back there. He's peeking out. I think he's going to try to attack these other two. They're funny to watch. And there's the house. So y'all give us a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe.